Well, hello and welcome, people of the internet, to Wild City, a roguelike deck builder that shares a lot of the same kind of gameplay mechanics as Luck Be a Landlord. If you're unfamiliar with that game, basically we're going to be trying to acquire a certain amount of money every day in order to make our rent or basically just meet a points threshold. And each of the cards or tiles in this game's case are going to have different points allotted to them. There's going to be some synergies, and basically we're going to have to place them on the board in order to maximize their point potential and in order to get to that point threshold before our time runs out. There is a demo available. I'm not quite sure when the full game is going to be released, but the devs just push out their version 0.6 update with some different system upgrades and updates. So I figured this is a perfect time to check out Wild City. If you want to check out the game for yourself, link will of course be down below in the description as always. But without further ado, let's jump in, play some Wild City. And I do apologize if I do sound a little bit out of breath. I've kind of mentioned it the past couple videos, or I'm not sure when I'm going to be dropping a bunch of these videos, but I am currently fighting some kind of respiratory bug of some kind, and I have a little bit of pain in my chest, but I'm trying to get out some content for you guys, so I'm going to kind of push through, and hopefully it doesn't distract too much. So we're going to go to this first location, City Center, and these are the first cards we're going to be starting with that do kind of synergize with each other a little bit, and we'll kind of see how they work together moving forward. But you can see here, for example, the Hummingbird is going to get an additional 3 points whenever it's placed next to a flower, or whenever a flower is placed next to it, and you do get 2 points just for playing it, and then there's some synergy tags right below. Since there are going to be other tiles that you can place that will have other, synergies with certain names. Here, let's see, we can just go ahead and start by putting down our tulips here. Our tulips do give us 5 points. Now, let's take a quick second here to look at our UI. The most important part of the UI is down here below. So you have your full day, so you have 24 hours in order to get as much money as you can. But once you hit your cap, once you hit your threshold, you're basically done for that day. So for day one, we only have to acquire 20 points, $20, however you want to classify that. We have 15 rounds that we need to win in order to beat the game, the run, however you want to phrase it. And this number is going to go up each and every time. So I'm going to take these tulips here. They're each worth 5, and so that's going to give us 10 points right off the bat. Get us halfway there. Now, basically, the way the game works is we do have a deck. So you can see here, we have 3 of each of these. There is a draw pile and discard pile. So you can see here, these are what's left. And then we have some in the discard pile. So basically, randomly, the game is going to draw a certain number of tiles, and it's going to randomly put them together. Sometimes it will stack them. Sometimes you'll have a single. Sometimes it'll be like 3 in a line. Sometimes it'll be 3 in a, like you'd have 1 tile right over here. But it's up to you to put together what is going to give you the most points. So if I put this Hummingbird here, right, it's going to give me 2 points itself, and then it's going to give me +3 per adjacent flower, which is going to give me +6. Excuse me. So this is going to give +8 total. And we're almost there. We just need 2 points left, so we can go ahead and take this Hummingbird down. Give us another 8, push us over to that 26, and you do get some rewards for clearing things a little bit quicker, for not using all your tiles, all those kind of things. Now, once we get our bonus gold here, we can use our gold to buy different cards, but right now we can just choose one of these as we want. Now, it's definitely helpful to understand a little bit about how cards work and what cards are available to us, but for the most part, we can kind of just use our intuition here. Kill an adjacent small insect. So basically, like, we have ants in our deck. This, if we placed it next to an ant, it would kill that ant, so it would get rid of it, takes it off the board, which does potentially clear the space, but it transforms it, or this transforms into a closed fly trap, which then gives us 5 points. The upside is that there's countdown 2. So after 2 turns, this will transform back into a fly trap. So by initially playing this, you don't get any points. It's worth 0. But if you keep putting insects next to it, it's going to keep turning into the fly trap closed and keep giving us 5 additional points. Now, we could take the hawk as well. The hawk is kind of good to clear out some of those hummingbirds, and we can replace hummingbirds. I think I'm just going to go with the hawk here. We could just skip. I think I'm okay with taking the hawk here. Now, after we're done picking, we can either add additional cards, which we have to buy, or we can remove cards. This cost will change depending on how few cards we have in our deck. That is a new feature that's been added. I think I'm okay because I'm not exactly sure what direction I want to bring my deck. So let's take a look in here. We have the Capybara, which gives +4 to adjacent animals. So that would kind of be going towards a more animal build. Let's see, we can go Bumblebee, turn end, spawn a copy of adjacent flower. Now we have the couple tulips, but I'm not sure that's necessarily what I want to build into. Though we do have the hummingbird and tulip synergy. Really, the worker ant is kind of the one that doesn't really have a lot of synergy here. I could just go with a moral, and the moral kind of continually chains. I think I'm going to go with the moral here. So basically the way this works is you play a moral, it puts spore in your deck. Then once you play the spore, if you put it next to a moral, it will transform into a moral. I believe, I actually don't remember if you need to put it next to it. Some of the wording on some of the cards is a little bit off. I'm hoping we'll see some of those in the future here, or maybe off is the wrong way to put it, but they were worded in a way that I wasn't exactly sure what they meant by it. So let's take the bird here. We can also get the worker ant down. There we go. So now we can get another worker ant. Now I could either do, let's see. So if we look at this, right? Kill small animal below. Now there's nowhere really for us to put where there's an animal below, right? Because this is next to an animal. So I think the best thing to do would probably just to be actually put the tulip here, because it's going to give us 5, plus it's going to be next to the bird, and we can just finish off this right here. We'll put the bird down next to the tulip, and we'll get a bunch of points here, bring us up to 39, and clear out the day. Now we get to pick a policy. So basically, every time you go to a new day, you're going to get a new upgrade that you can get. So the first one, we got a citizen. Now we have policy. Eventually, we'll be able to get buildings, which we'll see those when we go. I think here I'm going to go botany. +1 when you place a plant. So anytime we put a tile down with the plant tag, we'll just get 1. It's a nice little pickup. Let's go ahead and look at the cards here. Here, let's see. Excuse me, sorry. I think I'm going to go with cactus here. Bush is pretty good. However, bush doesn't really have any effect. While it is just a good flat 10, I think I'm going to go with the cactus here, because there's a lot of upside. If we put him right in the middle at the start, right, he's going to have 6 tiles around him, which is just +18. And already that pushes him way ahead of bush. All there needs to be is 2 adjacent empty tiles for him to be better than bush. So I'm going to go with this. I think if we wanted to, we could lock bush, which I think I'm going to do just in case, you know, we do want to go with bush. And then if we're going to go towards that, like, plant-based, bird-based style, we'll probably want to start getting rid of the worker ants, because they're not really doing anything for us to synergize with the tiles we have. Now, unfortunately, this isn't a flower, so there is that downside. But I'm going to put this down. It will put a spore into our deck. So something I maybe should have played around with is, rather than putting these tiles like this, I probably should have put the moral up here, because that would have been a better place to put the cactus here. I will just put it down here, which is going to still give me the +6 for the 2 tiles next to it. Now, unfortunately, with this ant, we're going to kind of lose out on this. We're actually not going to get a whole lot of points here anyway, because none of these are flowers. So I think then what I need to do is just put a worker ant down. Hopefully find another single worker ant. Now we need, let's see, need 16. So I think the best bet is put this down. That's going to transform, so that's 12. So now I only need 2 points. And a tulip is more than enough for that. That was a little bit risky, gonna be honest. However, now we get to the buildings. Now, I have played a dry run of this, a couple levels, just to kind of get a deeper understanding of the game. Now, I know that I'm going to go with bonfire here. So the way that bonfire works is basically, well, you're going to see here in a second. We're going to go with bonfire, and it's going to add a bonfire tile to the map. Now, the map looks pretty small, right? We're going to add on some new tiles. Let's go ahead and to remove, because I think now we're definitely getting away from the worker ants. So let's go ahead and take those out. Let's go ahead and look for a card. Yeah, you know what? We're going to go ahead and pick up the bush here. I think I might actually lock in the next bush as well. Although maybe I want to grab the deer. Actually, both these are pretty reasonable pickups. I'm going to go ahead and lock both of those in. Let's go to next. Now, I'm going to get another radius. Now, I'm also going to get a fire. And by itself, the fire doesn't really do anything. What I'm looking for to pick up is the ember. Now, if I put the ember next to a fire, it will transform into a flame. And a flame is going to give me X2 to adjacent tiles. So it's going to double all my points next to that flame. However, if I put a plant next to it, it's going to spawn another flame. So you can kind of chain those together and make kind of the full map be a lot of X2s. The downside is, of course, you lose your plants. So there are some downsides and there are some upsides. There's some really good cards that work really well with flame. So for right now, let's go ahead and take this cactus. We're going to put him right in the middle. We're going to take advantage of as much empty space as we can right off the bat. Here, let's get the bush. Now, again, we're kind of lacking here with flowers. We could do something like this. That'll give us space to put tulips if we get tulips. Oh, there we go. We actually have a lot of tulips. So let's go ahead and do that. That's going to give us big points here from the hummingbirds. Another tulip. Let's go ahead and put that right down there. So now you can see all those cards shuffled from our discard pile into a draw pile. That is also a new feature. I guess people were getting a little bit confused about how the draw discard system was actually working. And so the devs added that little animation to make it a little bit more clear how and when cards are being cycled back into your draw pile. So let's go ahead and actually check this out. So if I put the ember over here, I'm going to put it over here just because I don't want to actually absolutely just wreck my whole board here. So if I put the ember down here, basically what's going to happen is the ember is going to turn into a flame, which is going to burn up the tulip. And then these spaces all around here are going to turn into X2 tiles. Now, if I put plants near them, they're going to be absolutely wrecked. It's going to just chain through my whole board. So I think what I'm going to do here is put the ember up here, which is going to burn this moral, but it's going to move. It's going to turn everything in the middle into X2s. Now I could, because we're pretty close, what I could do is actually take this. Actually, does this count as a? It does count as a plant. That might chain and react. I think that's fine. We're almost to the end. I'm gonna put the tulip down. Might as well put it here to get 2 times effect on it. Now you can see this is gonna completely run through here, but we're gonna get a bunch of points here. Now I believe the reason that we're getting a lot of points every time we chain is because those chains are basically adding an X2 to the board. And so what that is doing is, because we've already gotten the quote-unquote X1 from placing the hummingbirds down, once it turns into an X2, it's basically doubling the effect. So it's getting us the second instance of that. I believe that's how it's working. But if that's different than what is actually happening, let me know down in the comment section. Let's see. So we have a ladybug, 75% chance of finding rare epic cards buy per ladybug in deck. Yeah, so like the wording there is a little weird, because it's technically should just be per ladybug in the deck, as opposed to buy per ladybug. I honestly don't really think I want any of these. None of these are really the direction I'm going for, so I'm just going to skip the citizen here. Let's go ahead and remove card. We're still looking to get rid of these worker ants. And how much do we have? We only have 26 gold. Oh, we are hurting here. All right, I think I might just let bush cycle, but I am going to keep the deer around. I'm going to try and get that back. Let's see. So let's get bush and tulip down. I'm going to move them kind of off to the side here because I do want to space that cactus is pretty good to get us a bunch of points. Okay, hummingbird isn't really doing anything for us right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and place down the ember here. Let's see. So if I put tulip up here, that means that there's a nice spot here for a hummingbird, which I think I'm going to take. I am going to kind of chain through, but I think that's fine for right now starting out. We get a bunch of X2 tiles. So here what we can do, since the hawk likes to kill small animals, if we flip these and put the hawk above the hummingbird, we're going to get 2x for the hummingbird and the hawk. The hawk's going to eat the hummingbird, then move down. And then because it's a 2x, we're going to get 2x again from the hawk. Maybe? Again, maybe that's not how it works. I don't know. You'll have to clarify for me. I think that's how it works. The other way that it would work, the other way that I know it works, is if there was something to say, like there's a tree you can get that gives +7, I think, for adjacent birds. If it were to move next to that tree, it for sure would give you the +7. Maybe it doesn't give you the 2x because you already got it from here. Interesting. Okay, let's take the cactus. We'll go ahead and, unfortunately, could just put it down here. Could give the full 2x. Let's get the full 2x. Luckily, early on, there's a lot of room kind of for error. So if you're not familiar with these games, as, you know, I've played a little bit of my fair share, there's enough room for error, for sure. When you kill plant, there we go. That's definitely what we want, right? We're going to be birding a lot of these plants. And so we're going to get an additional 5 coins whenever we kill them. So that's definitely going to be a keeper. Let's go ahead and take the cards. We do have another cactus here that we can grab. But I think here I'm just going to lock it. Maybe I'm just going to lock in the deer. I could lock in the cactus. Although this is another animal for the hawk to get rid of. All right, I'm going to take the deer. I'm going to lock the cactus for next time. So that way there's at least one that I know I want to buy. And do I still have the insect? I still have the worker ant. Okay, so let's get rid of the worker ant. Okay, so this is going to guarantee get us a +4. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, let's now... I do want to put the hummingbird down there. That's a little bit unfortunate there. So I might just take the moral. And if I put the moral, because the moral is a plant, if I put it next to the reindeer, even though I've already played the reindeer, I do still get that bonus. So just because you put down a tile first doesn't actually mean that you can't get the bonus again. For every plant that I put next to the reindeer, it's going to give me an additional 4. Now, what I could do here, I think I'm going to just chain through, because this is going to turn, let's see, this is going to turn into an ember, but this is going to turn, yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, let's take advantage of this cactus here. Now, unfortunately, there's no good place to put it around a 2x, but that's fine. Put it right here in the middle. I think let's just take advantage of the hawk here. Just clear out this right. Oh, wait, because it's small animals. It's small animals. Okay, so while the deer is an animal, it is a medium animal. Kind of makes sense. The hawk can't kill a deer. All right, let's go ahead and grab the hummingbird and the tulip. We can put these down right here. We'll get the 2x, which will easily get us through to the next day. And now I believe, yeah, we're about to get another building here. Plus 25 when adjacent card is kill. Ooh. Now, greenhouse, so I played with greenhouse last time, and it was decent. Basically, any plant that doesn't have an effect, like bush, transforms into a sprout, and then if you put another plant next to it, it gains that effect. I think I'm actually going to go with cemetery this time. I think cemetery is going to be a bit better for us, especially with all the fire and the like hawks we're trying to get in there. So yeah, let's do that. Now, the hummingbirds themselves right now are starting to kind of lose their value since we don't have a lot of flowers. We have plants, but not a lot of flowers. Well, here's the toadstool that would kill the reindeer or any birds. I think I'm going to take that. It's also a mushroom, and there is some mushroom synergy that we can work in. Now we're going to get some more tiles. Okay, that's actually a reasonable space for the cemetery. So we can just immediately do something like this. So because we killed the bird, we got that 25 immediately. Now, if we were to put this, I'm assuming we would also get the, yeah, we also get the 25 from that. So that, yeah, that's going to be massive. Now, unfortunately, our tulip is not really near our bird. Do I want to burn? I don't think I want to burn these down yet. So let's go ahead and put them like this. No good space for the hawk. Okay, so let's take the tulip. Let's put in the 2x. We'll spread the fire a little bit. Do I actually want that? Yeah, because the hummingbird itself isn't doing anything for me. So I'm just going to put this up here, get a bunch of coins from there. Let's go ahead. I'm going to put the hummingbird here, which will give me bonus points for being next to the tulip, and get the kill, so the cemetery gets us coins. We probably, yeah, we can get some bonuses from here. Now, unfortunately, there's no good way. Like, for example, if this fire wasn't here, this would be the best way to put this here, because then we get the bonus for putting the hummingbird next to a flower. I guess I could do something like this. No, because I want to get this kill. So that way I get the 25 there. There we go. And you can see our progression. So every three maps, basically, we're going to get access to a new building. We could get Sakura, but that's next to adjacent insects. We did get rid of our insects, unfortunately. We could go with Sunflower. That is a flower. It's also a plant. And if it's day, we get +2. Now, +2 isn't all that much, but again, if we put down more sunflowers, it's obviously going to stack up. And a big chunk of the day is day. So I think we're actually going to go with Sunflower here. Let's go ahead and add some cards. We do have cactus. We do have the redwood as well. That is a large plant. End of turn, we get +1, but I think the better option is to just go with cactus. And I'm not going to reroll here. We'll just go back and we'll play the next floor. Perfect. So let's get the sunflower down first. Now, the thing is, I don't actually want to be burning down the sunflower. Right, because I want it to stay active, so we keep getting that +2. Ooh, that's a lot of points. Okay, these I will put down. I could put them next to the cemetery because they burn pretty easy, but I think I'm just going to put them down here for now to get the most out of the cactus, the cacti, excuse me. Okay, let's put the... I'm going to set it up like this, so that way we can put the hawk up here to eat the hummingbird. I could get the fire going, which I probably should. I'm going to set it up over this way, and then we can kind of chain our way through if I want to. Could also do this. Do I want to chain through these? Not yet. I think I want to set up... I can set up a few more plants here. Eat the bird. Although we do lose out on a bunch of cactus points there, so that might not have been the best. I think here we're going to go like this. Next to 2 flowers. We eat the bird, get 25 from the cemetery. Another sunflower here. Ooh, sunflower and tulip. Okay. But we got to get that up. Unfortunately, I can't get 2 tiles from this, which I think is fine. Tulip and hawk. You are a medium bird, so hawks can't eat hawks. So I can't eat this hummingbird anyway, since the hawk has to be above it. So might as well go for the hummingbird here. Put it down here to get a bunch of points. So I think now what I'm going to do, I think this should basically get us a win. So if I put the reindeer here, it's going to give us a ×2, all the plants, and then we're going to start burning through plants. The cemetery is going to give us a bunch of points, and that should get us the win. Oh yeah, easy. 522 over 300. Yeah, that's doing okay. That's doing just fine. Now, let's see here. What do we want to get for policy? +6 when you activate the give effect. We don't have anything that does that. +6 when you activate the spawn effect. We don't have any of that. Each time a card completes a countdown. Now, there are going to be cards later on that I want to take that have countdown, especially in this like plant/fire build. So while it doesn't do anything right now, I am going to take the patience. Let's go ahead and add cards. Daisy gives more if it's next to insects, which I don't care about. Eucalyptus. If adjacent to flame, kill me to spawn seed adjacent to flame. Well, there's a countdown card. So if adjacent to flame, kill me to spawn seed adjacent to flame. You spawn the seed, then you transform it into... Okay, we're going to take the eucalyptus. Now, it's important to remember that this is flame, not fire. Flame is the original building. Fire is the one that would kill this. So we don't want to do that. We're going to basically get a eucalyptus next to the fire and just start the countdown, and we're going to try and keep flame away from this. And then I think, am I going to take bush? I think at this point I'm not taking bush. I think I'm taking things that work well with plants. One of the things I'm really looking for is the Phoenix card. Phoenix card is really good. I think it's a +10, and if it's next to fire or flame, it goes to countdown, or it turns into ash, and then countdown 3, it respawns. So it's really strong, especially with this patience, right? Now the eucalyptus is going to spawn 2 cards that each have a very short cooldown, or that each have a very small countdown. Excuse me, not cooldown. And so we're going to get +6 each time one of those cards goes through its countdown. So let's go ahead and put this here. Now that should be adjacent to flame. Oh, wait. Does not that... How does that work? Oh, maybe the seed doesn't get burned? Okay, we're going to have to test this. So, can I put... Unfortunately, there's no way for me to get the flame next to it. So let's do something like this. Maybe I misunderstood how this was working. Actually, I almost certainly misunderstood how this is working. Yeah, because I got it backwards. These are flames. I guess I was thinking that the seeds would get eaten by the flame, but I guess maybe not. Okay, so let's go ahead and do like this. Now we eat the hummingbird, lose 25. Okay, so I'm going to do this because this is going to force the flame to go up here by the tree. So now what happens to this? Now, why are you not getting eaten? Kill adjacent plant to spawn a flame. Huh. See, to me, that's not intuitive. Maybe because it does so after the fact, so you can't, like, chain spawn? Huh. I'm not sure about that. To me, that's slightly unintuitive. Because I would expect the flame to eat the seed as a plant. Okay, let's go ahead and chain through, get a bunch of 25s. So we could go for a tree house. Gives +2 for every adjacent tree and bird. Well, that's the only one that really helps us out. So we're going to go with tree house. Add cards. Nothing here that I really want. I could just go with another cactus. Here I think I might actually... I think I am going to reroll. I'm going to grab another hawk. And No, we need trees, right? Yeah, we need trees. This is not a tree. So let's reroll one more time here. Spawn an apple. Apple's worth 5. Okay, let's lock in the apple tree. Although we could go enoki. Enoki also helps out our mushrooms, but we kind of want trees too. We'll see how we're doing. We'll see how we're doing. We'll lock in both. All right, how are we doing? So we got our little tree house down here. Now what else we got? We got a bunch of trees and a bunch of little plant life. So let's go ahead and... yeah, so we need to put you... okay, well, I guess let's get the fire started. So... I guess the way it's working, again, it's worded a little weird, but I guess technically the way it's working, because I would assume that the fire would eat the tree, which it's not doing. Maybe because, okay, so the eucalyptus specifically says kill me. So because it's killing the tree, you're losing out. It's basically removing it before the fire would activate. And so I guess because it's part of the effect, the fire doesn't kill the seed. That's still something that, again, I'm not fully understanding how that interaction works. I understand that it is working. Right? I understand that it's working like it is. I guess I just don't understand why it's working the way it is. Okay, so we have another eucalyptus. Right? So, like, if I, for example, this cactus, I'm assuming, is going to set fire. Is it then going to set fire to the sapling? Okay, I'm going to be honest, I have no idea how that... yeah, so why did we spawn 2 saplings, 2 seeds? It's on an X2, but I wouldn't think that the... Okay, yeah, that interaction, I'm going to stop talking about it now because it's probably going to get annoying. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure how that interaction is working fully. Okay, let's go ahead then, and we'll do something like this. We can put the hawk down here, which is going to be eaten by the toadstool. Give us an additional 25 here. Now, can I do something like this to spread the fire down here? Yeah, see, the fire eats this. Is there anything I can eat? I don't really have any animals available to eat. Unfortunately, none of these are trees. One of them is a bird. That doesn't really do anything for me, though. Put him right down here. I can probably get a hawk and kill the bird. Now, let's see. Can I take advantage of this eucalyptus? I don't think that there's anywhere really I can take... oh, nope, that's not true. You can put it up here like this. It'll spread the fire here, which that should kill that. Spread a seed. We do have a tulip, so I can put the tulip up here, which will give it ×2. And then multiply there. We spread the fire a little bit. Some more ×2. And we're well over our cap here. Fantastic. Ah, now we get dragon. So every once in a while, these we're going to get these rare cards. This is a mythical one, I guess is really what it's called. Dragon here. So for every flame to the left and right, we're going to get an additional 22, and it starts with 15. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Let's see. So let's go ahead and grab the apple tree now. I might hold off. We kill so many plants. Nah, I'm going to leave this one behind. Again, I'm looking to try and get... some phoenixes. Do I want to remove anything at this point? We're doing okay. We do have a lot of the basic starter cards, but I think for the most part, they're kind of working out for us a little bit. Okay, we'll stay with where we're at. Okay, let's just go and get a free kill here on the hawk. Now, this dragon doesn't do anything yet, but if we do spread fire around it, we'll be able to get those additional bonuses. So, I want to be able to position... I want to position him in a way that I can put fire to the left and right of him. But I don't want to surround this flame, right? I want to put some... I want to put some fires around there. I'm just going to put it down here. Do lose out of space on this treehouse, but we really haven't been utilizing this. Well, there we go. You get a little bit of some points here. Now, this isn't going to kill you, right? Because you're a large. Yeah, you're a large. Okay. Got another dragon here. Very nice. Let's go ahead and take him. Actually, I want to put you... I'm going to put you over here, so that way this turns into a moral. Do lose out on a square there next to him that I could have gotten a bunch of points there. Let's go with double cactus. Just going to place him up here just for some big points, and those are going to burn eventually anyway. Okay, now we can start the fire. So let's go ahead and just burn both of these. We'll get a bunch of points here from there being fire to the right of them. Okay, so here's our eucalyptus. So let's go ahead and put our eucalyptus. You know what? Actually, how's this going to work out? What happens if I put the eucalyptus here? I suppose it would put the seed underneath him. Let's just see what happens. No, okay, so if because it spawns adjacent to him, then it doesn't put the seed anywhere. Okay, but it still clears up that space. Let's see, we could set some more fires. Yeah, let's do that. We'll get rid of the reindeer. Spread some more fire. Now, what are the apples doing again? Oh, they're just 5. Okay. Yeah, let's just go ahead and chain react. We'll get some additional here from the dragon. We'll get a whole bunch from killing everything near the cemetery. Nice. And just like that, we win the floor. Very nice. There we go. Mycology. Mycology. Yeah, that's got to be right. +9 when you place a mushroom. How many mushrooms do we have? We have the moral. We have... Is that it? No, we have the toadstools. That's right. We're playing a lot of toadstools. So that's a little bit of extra reason to go for the mushrooms. So let's take that. Let's add some cards. Let's take a look. If a card would kill adjacent mammal, kill it and me instead, +15. An adjacent mammal. These are birds, so that's not really going to do much. We only have the one deer, so that's not really worth it to me. The redwood I don't think is really worth it to me either. I'm going to go ahead and reroll these. Yeah, I'm going to go for another reroll. So this is one of those weird cards. Now, I think what this is implying with +9 per starling above, the reason I'm a little bit confused, right, is because all of these cards are based on hexagons, there's technically no above. There's technically 2 aboves. So I think what it's implying is that if you build the starlings in like an... How would you even describe that? 1 at the base, 2 at the top. If you put the starlings in the 2 at the top, you'll get a +9. I think that's how it's working, but this is one of those that I wasn't fully understanding before. I'm going to take the starling because it works out with our... what's it called? The tree thing at the bottom. The tree thing at the bottom. Our tree house. Is that what we're calling it these days? We do have an early dragon. I think that's fine. How do I want to put this? Yeah, let's put it like that. We can set up fire on both sides. Currently, we're not getting anything here. So let's set this up. Right, because both of these tiles are technically above. So I think that's how it works. Because if we were to put the hawk above something, then it would choose one of these two. So it probably works the same, just in reverse. Do have a eucalyptus. Don't have any flame yet, so we gotta get the flame going. So let's get our flame going. And I'm gonna do it like this. That way we get the plus 25 from the kill here. Well, there's a hawk. We also have another starling. This is gonna be ×2 on the tulip, plus get us the kill from the cemetery. And yeah, we did get the plus 9 from that. So yeah, starlings want to be kind of in groups of 3. And let's go ahead and... I do want to get these trees down here. So I think I'm going to set them both down here so we get the plus 2 every turn. I'm going to try and build some plants to come down this way. That way we can put a flame next to the eucalyptus. Now, can we build into this? We're kind of losing out on the hummingbird, but that's fine. We're getting a bunch of points here for the dragon for being next to a flame. And this, to me, seems like a pretty good... Yeah, that should pull the flame down here. It should burn the apple, I'm assuming. Oh, wait, no, that's a... Ah, shoot, that's a bonfire. Okay, that's fine. I need a single plant there. Okay, that's my bad. Can I use anything with this? Fortunately, I've kind of locked myself off. I'd have to go all the way around. Okay, that's fine. We can do it like this. That'll turn into a moral. What to do now? Suppose we could do something like this. That'll clear out the bird. It'll keep this path open. So if I need to, I can continue this way around. Ah, yeah, see, the hawk will chain itself. Okay, that's good to know. Now, I think this should chain us through. Well, easily gets us the win. So, again, I'm not sure why the eucalyptus didn't spawn a seed there. Interesting. Now we get our... I think this is our last building. So we can either, on countdown, spawn a mystery egg. Turn and transform into a random snake or bird. Now, unfortunately, let's see. Can I scroll through these? Yeah, so I can't see the full list. Let's see. So I'm trying to scroll my scroll wheel. That's not doing anything. If I hover over them, it doesn't do anything. I can't drag it. Well, it just selected it for me. Yeah, so that UI is a little strange because it's kind of going off screen, so I kind of can't see I couldn't see the whole thing. Ooh, we could take Ghost Plant here because we have a lot of mushrooms. All right, sweet. Let's do that. And then let's do a reroll here. See. Ooh, truffle here. Pull 20 per tree above. Yeah, let's do that too. And it's a mushroom. There we go. Nice. All right. Where are we at? We're at 12 out of 15. Okay, let's get the flame going. We want to build this up. There's a eucalyptus. Perfect. Could just go for... I think I'm just going to go for the free kill here. Ooh, we do have another eucalyptus. I think I'm just going to pop this eucalyptus down. So... Okay, so my guess... Ah, okay. Now I see. It helps when you read the cards. So the reason why the eucalyptus didn't spawn a seed in the last map and why it didn't spawn this map is because the only tile that was adjacent to flame was the tile it was on, and it can't spawn a seed on the tile it was on. So I would need to spread the flame more in order to get that. That's my bad. Should read cards before you use them. But that is the Magic the Gathering player in me. I typically don't read things before I use them. Now, is this toadstool going to eat both of these? It is! Okay. We got another apple tree here. Now, unfortunately... Oh, no. We can set these guys on fire. If we put a plant in here, it'll burn the toadstool, and then we'll get some extra from the Dargon. All right, let's go ahead and start creating a bit more flame here. Spread this out. Have a few more options. Another toadstool. Anywhere good for us to use that? Oh, what do we got here? Kill adjacent bird plus 6. Now, of note, since this thing is keep giving us eggs, I would assume that the countdown in here is giving us an additional plus 6 from our patience card. And a nice little touch too is you can actually see how many points each of these is giving us. So you can kind of see what's been most beneficial for you. Obviously, the cemetery has been doing mad work for us. Let's see. What do we want to do here? Could just put a moral down. Put it up here. Start working the chain into it. All right, we got a really weird chicken here. Turn and spawn an egg. All right. We do have another apple tree, though, as well. So let's go ahead and get that apple tree going. Fortunately, it doesn't look... And I guarantee this is not... Yeah, I was going to say it's food. But we can do this. That puts the bird and a tree next to our tree house. All right. What are we going to do here? Can we use eucalyptus? Oh, yeah, we can. But I got to be careful, though, right? If I put it here, there's nowhere for it to spawn. Actually, can I use this? Oh, yeah. I can do something like this. Okay, perfect. There we go. All right, what else we got here? We can get some +4 on plants. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the... what does this raven do? Actually, that's a new one. +10 when adjacent animal, is killed, which is going to be beneficial because I'm going to put the reindeer down here. It's going to get the +8 here from the apples. Snake's going to eat the bird, which is going to give us plus points for the raven. I would assume Snake is going to eat the bird. Yeah, there we go. Then we get the plus points from the raven. Okay, we're still shuffling to see what comes up here. Another apple tree. Let me think here. I think what I'm going to do is put this here. Eventually, I'm going to work the chain into this tulip to kill it. But I think I also want to put the starling here, so that way if I get another hawk, I can just chain it down the chickens. I'm assuming chickens are small. Ah, they're mediums. Crap. Okay. Do I have any morals down? I don't have any morals down. Let's see. Trees above. Unfortunately, I don't have any good trees to chain that with. We do have a pigeon here. +7 per adjacent building. Okay, well, we're getting +7. Suppose I could just do some chaining here. Get the plus on the hummingbird. Got some really nice chains here actually going with the eucalyptus trees. There we go. Is there anywhere I can use the hawk to really go to town? Can't kill that. Could just put it here. Put just a tulip here, which I guess is fine. I get +4 on the deer, which, I mean, it's not great, but it's something. It helps keep the board a little bit more clear because we're starting to get a little bit full. But I'm guessing that my eucalyptus trees up here are going to be more than enough to carry us. Especially once I get some flame down here. If I can fill these in with flame, we should be able to get a nice number of points here. Per adjacent mushroom. Well, that's a decent way to go about doing it. That'll also put the flame next to our dragon, get us some points there. And we can kind of chain react here. Now, we have 8 days left. That should be more than enough. We're 2/3 of the way through. We got only 1 bar left to go. Got some more eucalyptus. Fantastic. Let's see. So let's go ahead and do like this. And, oh man, we're 5 short. Oh, there we go. There we go. I was like, come on. You got to give me those last 5. There we go. Now, ooh. If killed, spawn Hydra with 3 heads. That's pretty cool. I don't know that I necessarily have a way to kill the Hydra, though, is the thing. Oh, it's small. Oh, wait. Can the hawk kill that? Kill small animal. And it is a small animal. But in order to spawn the 9 heads... Oh, I would have to kill it again, but I don't know that I can do that. I don't think that I can kill the medium. But that means the Hydra's worth 15 points. I don't know that that's necessarily worth it, though. Yeah, I don't know that that's necessarily worth it. Okay. Is it? Yeah, I'm going to pass on that. I don't think that it's necessarily worth it. It doesn't really synergize with anything else we're doing besides just the hawk. Yeah, we're going to pass on that. There we go. Okay, I'll take the birch tree. It's another tree and gives a +10 for adjacent birds. Do I want to remove anything? So now I think I'm going to remove a hummingbird. I don't think the hummingbirds are doing that much for us. And now, especially with the mystery egg spawning, we're going to have a lot more availability for small animals. And so I can kind of have that spawn for the hawk. I could get a dragon down early. And I could kind of set this up. Right? So if I set this up, it gives me early fire. I think I want to set it up more up here, though. I'm not sure that I want to start burning stuff down here. Okay, let's get our sunflower going. Don't really want to start burning these, though. Don't have any birds down for the birch. We could put this down early, though, since it is a tree. I'm going to start collecting a few points here or there from here. There's a eucalyptus. Okay, let's get our eucalyptus going. And even though I'm going to lose out on the ×2 multiplier, I am going to keep the sunflower away from the flame. So that way we get the, what is it, 2? think it's 2 every turn. Let's double check. Yeah, 2 every turn. For every tree above. Now, unfortunately, bush and cactus aren't trees, so it is kind of taking up some space around here. I think that's fine, though. Gives us a path to kind of burn around if we need to. Let's see, how do I want to put this? I think I want to put it like this. Because the toadstool, yeah, the toadstool will kill the sterling. The tulip here guarantees that we'll be able to set that on fire next to the dragon. We have another dragon. Next to juicy mushroom. That is a mushroom, so that's great. I think I'm just going to set this up here, since the truffle is also a mushroom. And I'm assuming that we'll be able to set this tile on fire, which will give us an additional 22 there from the dragon once we chain into this. Where do I want to go from here? Is it worth it to do something like that? Or do I just take these? Don't want to put the sterling there. I could put it here. I think that's fine. Toadstool's going to eat up... Yeah, eat the reindeer. Give me the 25. There's a snake, so any birds I put over here will instantly die. Do have another toadstool, which I think I'm going to just put down here. Yeah, I'm going to put it down here to eat the hawk, I think. Just give me plus 10 for the raven. Also make more room for eggs. There's nowhere really good to put our truffle. Although we can take advantage of this a little bit to combine it with the moral. Okay, we do have another apple tree, so let's go ahead and set that up. Let's see, we'll give the apple tree as many spaces as we can to make apples. There's another eucalyptus. Great. Unfortunately, the... Oh, no. There's one space that I can put it. Well, this is going to start the massive chain reaction. I think that's fine, though. We're going to get a bunch of points for doing that. Okay, let's see. So we do have the hawk. I put the hawk up here. If I do that, though, I don't know that I'm really taking advantage of that in a way that I want to. Could also just put the sterling up here for points. If I put it up here, I can take some points from the tulip. It's pretty small points, though. It's pretty small points. What else could I do? I could do something like this, which would give me 6 points from the snake eating the hawk. Give me 25 for being there. Gonna set a bunch of stuff on fire, which is also gonna give me 25 points. All right. Let's see, we got a dragon and an apple tree, huh? I think we can make that work. Yeah. Sure, we get the points from the apple tree. We set it aflame. We get the points for the dragon immediately. Oh, Owlboy, what do you do? If night, plus 12. Well, we are not in night yet. Not even close. But I really don't want to make it that far, to be quite honest. The singular hawk. That is a pretty okay pickup. Hey, there we go. Very nice. All right, so it looks like we got one left. 14 when you place food. 15 when you place mythical. Yes, please. All our dragons are mythical. Gain adjacent keywords plus 3 per keyword. Interesting. Kill adjacent food. So that's pretty good to put next to apples, to apple trees. Is that good enough? I think I'm going to lock the... I don't think it's good enough. I'm going to reroll this. Do I take another sunflower? Thing is, if I reroll, I don't think I'm buying anything else. Cause, let's do one more. All right, I'm going to buy another eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is how we're going to win this. And do I want to remove anything else? I think at this point, I'm probably just removing the bush. I don't think bush is really doing anything for us. Or maybe I'm just getting... I think I'm just getting rid of hummingbird, actually. We could just start off the chain right off the bat, which I think I'm going to do. Just in case we get some eucalyptus. I want to be able to start the chain pretty quick. Hey, just like that. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, because that takes up a space next to my cemetery. Okay, let's set up the birch down here. Potentially we can put some birds down here. Well, there is a bird next to 2 flowers. That's not too bad. Although there's another eucalyptus, which I think is more important. However, I got to place this in an appropriate way. The hawk is kind of not doing anything, which is kind of sad. But I think this is fine. Fortunately, I think I did lose out on the X2 there based on how I placed it. And how I understand it, it's working now. Let's see, we do have the truffle, which would be good underneath the apple tree. I think, though, I'm just going to take the... Just going to take you there. I can probably put a hawk here above you. There we go. Yeah, now we're going to chain that apple tree. Got more eucalyptus. Okay, what do we got going down? Oh, we just have all the eucalyptus this round. Is that what I want to be doing? Likely. If I grab this, if I put the eucalyptus here, that's giving me only 2 adjacent tiles for the reindeer. It is going to burn down the moral, which is going to go into the cactuses, the cacti, which I think is fine. No, although if I do that, I'm not going to have an adjacent tile here because I got to remember this is not flame, that's bonfire. So I'd have to do something like this. Although maybe I want to do something more... Yeah, I think that's fine. Per adjacent mushroom, huh? Fortunately, we don't have a lot of mushrooms down. Okay, I think I'm going to grab this toadstool. Because I think I want to get rid of the reindeer. I'll put it down here, though. I can clear 2. I can get rid of the Sterling 2. And get the points there. Need to get some dragons going, though. There we go. There's dragon. Oh, but it's not on a very good tile here. Where could I put this? There's nowhere really up here that I could put it to take advantage of the moral. You're medium. You're small, but you have to be above the pigeon. Maybe I'm just skipping that out and just going for the single ember. I could start a chain reaction down here. That would get rid of this. Is that what I want, though? I think I'm going to. Okay, we're halfway, and not quite halfway on our days. So I think we should be... well, as far as right now, we're still doing okay. All right, so let's go ahead and grab this apple tree. That I am going to put down here, so that way we can start getting some apples. We can start getting some points here from the tree house. We also got the bird up here, so that's also going to give us some points. We have an absolute forest up here going with our eucalyptus. And with all these countdowns going, we're getting a bunch of points. How are we doing on patience? Yeah, patience is giving us a bunch. We're also getting a punch from killing the plants. How's our cemetery doing? Yeah, it's... well, it's not quite caught up with that. We got a nice little birch tree going here. Can we do anything with that? I want to be careful not to fill up the board, too. That's... if I do that, I'm going to lose out on an apple. So I don't really want to do that. I think I'm going to do like this. That'll give me some points for the reindeer. It'll also get me points for putting it next to the treehouse. Nice. Keep giving me points. Almost there. 800 more points to go. We can definitely do this. Apple tree, reindeer. How are we feeling about that? We're feeling pretty good about that. We can put the apple tree over here. That's another tree next to the house. That also puts the reindeer up here. Next to the cemetery where we want it. Oh my god, there's so many chickens. There's so many chickens. They're going to just completely overtake us. That is something I need to kind of worry about here a little bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and do something like this. This will get me 2 kills right next to the cemetery. Now, I think, though, once the chain reaction starts over here, we're going to be burning so many plants. Especially if we get... are we going to be able to get something down here? I don't think so. Currently, there's no chain down here. Our seeds are holding out. I think we got this. Something would have to go horribly wrong for us not to get the amount of points we need when we already have them. There we go. And now we're chain reacting, getting in there. And there we go. There is our victory. So at the end of each run, you get to see what made you the most points as far as on the board. Obviously, we kind of expected this. The cemetery was great. I am very glad I went with the cemetery over the other one, which was like greenhouse. I don't think the greenhouse would have done basically anything for us. No surprise. A little bit surprised at how good cactus was, but no surprise here. Eucalyptus. When you also take into account eucalyptus, the sapling as well as the seeds here, that completely overtook cactus by, I don't know, what does that bring you to? 1160 roughly. and then 1240, 1440. So yeah, almost double the cactus. Not surprising there. Eucalyptus was really good. Yeah, obviously we have all the birds at the end that were spawning. Truffle, didn't really do exactly what I wanted it to. But overall, super sweet game. You know, if this is kind of your jam, you like the idea of, again, you like the idea of the Luck Be a Landlord, like synergy-based deck building. But at least for me, when I play those games, what was the other one that we just, oh man, what was the other one that we just recently did? Spin Hero. Spin Hero was another kind of those games, right? You build your deck and it goes into like a roulette system. If you like those style of games that are built around synergies and figuring out what the best synergies are, but you're not a big fan of the randomness in the gameplay, this is likely going to be more up your alley. While there is, of course, going to be randomness in how you draw your cards, draw your tiles, you have a little bit more agency as to where you put them and how your synergies all work together, when your synergies work together, you know, when we have chain reaction, stuff like that. So it's a little bit more in your hands than, I would say, a more roulette style gameplay. So at least for me, this is a little bit more up my alley, but it still works into that whole, you know, again, I always forget, I don't even know if there's a typical genre, right? There's basically a roulette builder. That's kind of, I think, the best way to describe it. Yeah, I do think some of the wording needs some slight tuning, and not in a way that it's not readable, or, you know, not that it doesn't make sense, but what was the one that we looked at earlier that said like buy per each of these? Oh, it was the Ladybug card that was like 75% chance to spawn a rare or epic, buy per Ladybug in your deck. Like, there's some strange wording like that, but for the most part, it's few and far between. There were just a couple I noticed, and some of those cards might come down to not fully understanding how the cards work, right? Like, for example, the Hawk has to be above a card, or actually a better example of that would be the Sterling. So in my previous run that I tried, I played a card similar to that. I don't think it was the Sterling. It could have been, but it was a similar card to that. And my thought was, oh, it has to be above the Sterling. So I'll just put a Sterling at the very bottom, and every one I put anywhere above it on the map is going to get me additional points. Well, no, it means literally in the 2 spaces above. And that, I think, is a little bit not fully intuitive. I mean, maybe it's just me, right? But because when I think above, I think of a singular above as opposed to a duopoly above. But overall, once you see that work, makes total sense. The Eucalyptus interaction was one that definitely took me a little bit to understand exactly how and why it was working. So I completely understand why Eucalyptus itself, or let me say it like this. I like 90% understand why. I just looked at the sardine. That's pretty funny that you can see like its skeleton. Same thing with Bumblebee. That's just super weird. I understand that because the wording is saying, hey, if you put me next to a flame, typically because I'm a plant, it should kill me. But because my ability is superseding this, it won't kill me. But I don't feel like there's enough clarity to let the player know that Seed and Sapling are also immune from flame. I almost think that there needs to be a slight, I don't know how you do it. Maybe you do it in the keywords, but I almost feel like there needs to be a word that says like immune to flame, because Seed and Sapling definitely never burnt. So I'm not sure how you would clarify that, but especially at the very beginning when we first saw this interaction, right? Like I even said like, oh, the flame is obviously what I was calling it the bonfire, right? But later on I realized like, no, it's called bonfire, and then everything you make after that is flame, because I knew that the bonfire didn't set plants on fire. I knew that the flames did. So my understanding was, oh, well, I can't put this next to a flame because it's going to kill it. So maybe there needs to be a little bit of clarification around stuff like that, because it is slightly different from what you'd expect based on the mechanics and how they teach you they work. But other than that, you know, game's pretty cool. The art style is, you know, pretty fun and funky. You got some cool music in the background. It's a really cool game. It's one that, you know, I'd seen, I think it was back during Steam Next Fest. I had seen this game. I just never got around to playing it, but gotten around to playing it now, and it's definitely really sweet. So if you want to check out the game for yourself, like I said, there is a demo available. Link and all that will be down below in the description. But yeah, guys, let me know what you thought of Wild City down below in the comments. And if you did enjoy, you had some fun, would you kindly smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for more roguelike action. Guys, that's going to do it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. See y'all next time.